Hello there! Welcome back to Brilliant Minds. Today we're going to talk about Orville and Wilbur Wright, two brothers from America who changed the world by teaching people how to fly. Now, imagine a time when the skies were empty. No aeroplanes zooming overhead, no holiday flights, no helicopters. Back in the late 1800s, people looked at birds and dreamed about soaring through the clouds, but nobody had figured out how to do it yet. That's where the Wright brothers come in. Wilbur was the older brother, quiet, thoughtful, and serious. Orville was younger, full of energy, a little mischievous, and loved tinkering with machines. Together, they were a perfect team. They grew up in Ohio, in a family that encouraged curiosity. Their father, a preacher, often brought home books and toys that sparked their imagination. Once he gave them a simple toy helicopter powered by a rubber band. It whirred and spun into the air, and the boys were fascinated. That tiny toy planted a giant idea in their minds. Maybe humans could fly too. Before building flying machines, the brothers opened a bicycle shop. Cycling was all the rage at the time, a bit like skateboards or scooters today. They repaired bikes and built their own models, which gave them a deep understanding of balance and mechanics, skills that would prove very handy later. But the dream of flight never left them. They read everything they could about other inventors who had tried and failed to build flying machines. They studied the way birds tilted their wings to steer in the air. They experimented with kites and gliders on windy sand dunes in North Carolina, where the wind was strong and steady. Imagine them running across the beach, holding onto their homemade wings, being lifted off the ground for just a few seconds. It was thrilling, but also dangerous. Crashes were common, and Wilbur once got badly bruised. Still, they never gave up. Most people thought they were foolish. Some even laughed at them, saying, "If humans were meant to fly, we'd have wings." But the Wright brothers believed in science and persistence. They kept improving their designs, building wind tunnels to test different wing shapes, making tiny changes, and learning from every failure. Finally, on a cold December morning in 1903, near Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, they were ready. Orville climbed into their machine, which looked a bit like a giant kite with an engine strapped to it. The engine sputtered, the propeller spun, and suddenly, the plane lifted into the air. It was only 12 seconds long, covering just 120 feet, shorter than a football pitch, but it was enough. They had done it. For the first time in history, a controlled, powered flight had carried a human through the sky. They made several flights that day, each one longer than the last. By the afternoon, Wilbur flew nearly a full minute. It might not sound like much now, but it was the moment that changed everything. From that day forward, the dream of human flight became real. Of course, success didn't mean their struggles were over. Many people still doubted them, and it took years before the world recognized just how groundbreaking their invention was. But the Wright brothers kept going, improving their planes, giving demonstrations, and proving to everyone that flight wasn't just possible, it was the future. And look at the world today. Aeroplanes Chris-2, carrying millions of people, delivering goods, even exploring outer space. None of it would have been possible without the determination of two curious brothers from Ohio who refused to stop dreaming. So, what can we learn from Orville and Wilbur? That great ideas often start small, like a toy helicopter spinning in a living room. That teamwork, persistence, and curiosity can lead to incredible breakthroughs. And that sometimes, the world will laugh at your dreams until you prove them possible. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again soon for another amazing story.